Ladies and gentlemen, this is the lesson practice on basically the bottom half of page 290 lesson practice. We're going to go through these rather quickly. This is part 4 of lesson 54. All right. So it says reduce. All we have to do on this practice set, we're going to go over letter A. Let's go over number A. All we're doing is what's called reducing by groups of factors that equal 1. All that means is if we have 2 over 2, right, we can divide 2 divided by 2, that equals 1. So we can just cross it out. 2 divided by 2, that equals 1. And doesn't 5 divided by 5 equal 1 also? So what are we left with? It's just 3 over nothing, which 3 over nothing is 3 over 1. And so our final answer is 3. Wasn't that easy? All right, let's do question B. 2 over 2 equals 1. 2 over 2 equals 1. 3 over 3 equals 1. 5 over 5 equals 1. And what are we left with? We're left with 3 over 5. Okay, so we just literally reduced, so let me write it down here, 3 over 5. Okay, so we really just reduced that fraction, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to back up. Let's go ahead and do letter C right here. All right, so how many 3/8 are in 1/2? And then in parentheses it says 1/2 divided by 3/8. Well, what did I tell you to do? So that we have 1/2 divided by 3/8. So we're going to change that question to make it so much easier. So we're going to keep this same, the first fraction, which is 1/2. We're going to flip the second fraction, which is 8 over 3 instead of 3 over 8. And instead of dividing, we're going to multiply. So what's 1 times 8 is 8. And what is 2 times 3 is 6. So we end up with 8 over 6. But we have to take 8 over 6, and I'm going to do it over here where I have a little bit more room. We have to take 8 over 6 and reduce it into... first of all, it's an improper fraction, but we're going to make it a mixed number eventually. But what I say to do first, we're going to go ahead and find a common denominator for both. Well, what can we divide into 8 and 6 evenly? Well, let's try 2. We can divide 6 by 2, and that equals a 3. And we can divide 8 by 2, and that equals 4. Okay, so 4 over 3. Now, we've done this question a couple of times. What is 4 divided by 3 as a fraction? Well, you already should know that line on a fraction means divide. So we're going to take 4 and divide it by 3. And 3 goes into 1. 3 goes into 4 one time. And I have a 1 left over. And what do I do with that 1? I just put it over the denominators. So that equals 1 and 1/3. I know I did that rather quickly, but hopefully that was easy. All right, so let me back up because we have one more to do. Actually, no, we have one more to do, so we're going to do number D now. All right, so so let's do number D. All right, so it says how many 1/2s are in 3/8. All that means is we're taking 3/8 and we're dividing it by 1/2. Okay, well, what did I say to do? I keep the first fraction, which is 3/8. I flip the second fraction, which is instead of 1/2, I'm going to have 2 over 1. And then I change the sign. Instead of dividing, I'm going to multiply. So 3 times 2 is 6. 8 times 1 is 8. And then I'm going to reduce that fraction. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on reducing that fraction. Again, all we're doing is finding a common denominator. And if I divide them both by 2, I get 3 over 4. So that is our final answer. Hopefully that was easy. That is the practice set on page 290, kind of towards the bottom of the page. That is lesson 54. Go on to lesson 55.